Legends never die.
Hello everybody, welcome to another video, and today we're back again, okay? And we're gonna be discussing about Christian Pulisic. Christian Pulisic is my favorite USMNT player of all time. I'm not saying he's the USMNT GOAT by any means, if you guys understand. I believe that title either goes to Clint Dempsey or Landon Donovan. I believe I might give the edge a little bit to Clint Dempsey since he was a little bit better in Europe than Landon Donovan, but Christian Pulisic is arguably the biggest face that U.S. soccer has ever had, for one important reason. This guy is the first and only American to have ever won the Champions League. For the United States and U.S. soccer, that is a huge milestone achieved by this young man. Christian Pulisic is an amazing, talented player. He is very technical. He's one of my favorite players. I believe he's my favorite USMNT player, but not my favorite player. My favorite player is CR7, but Christian Pulisic is. I just like watching him in the television, dribbling past players, but there is one problem, and that is his time that he has spent this year with Chelsea. Christian Pulisic has struggled a lot this season, and today we're going to be discussing about why does Christian Pulisic need to leave Chelsea, okay? He needs to leave it. So yeah, let's begin. So let's go over an overview. Let's go over a quick overview. He plays for Chelsea, which are the reigning defending champions of the Champions League. Okay, his main position, left wing, right wing. He can play on either wing, and he can as well play as a central attacking mid. He's very good at dribbling, and he is somewhat of a creator for both on a national team and for Chelsea. He's 23 years old, still very young. He has struggled this season due to injuries and playing multiple positions, and as well other things like inconsistent minutes. And you can here look at his stats. Okay, 2 goals and 0 assists in 10 matches in the Premier League. Okay, this is only counting Premier League. Okay, those are not Christian Pulisic numbers. You can even look at his other stats like Fatmov, like Silva scored, like who scored, and you can see that he has struggled a lot this season. So today we're going to be going over a more than just stats and just this quick one sentence, okay? So yeah. Okay, so too much competition. So what do I mean with this? Too much competition. If you look at Chelsea, they are a deep team, okay? They have a lot of talented players who will most likely be starting for other clubs in the Premier League. His main competition, Mason Mount, okay? I'm just gonna highlight you what his real competition is. Mason Mount. Obviously, Mason Mount is arguably Chelsea's best attacking player. Hakim Ziyech, again, a very talented player. He came from Ajax. He has struggled a lot, but still, he's very talented. Kai Havertz, oh my goodness. Ignore my spelling. But that was probably PowerPoint. No, I just became dumb, okay? I know Kai Havertz, you should spell his name with a Z and not an S. I'm not dumb, but that was a huge mistake. Timo Werner is another one of his main competition, but there's as well Ruben Loftus-Cheek and Ross Barkley. They're both shitty players. Excuse my language. They're both bad. They're both. What am I saying? Not Chelsea quality. Ruben Loftus-Cheek, I see him on the television. Yeah, he seems good on the ball, but he's too injury prone. And look, I don't know what Robin Loftus-Cheek does other than just dribble. Like, he never does. He's not creative enough to be a midfielder. He does not provide enough defensive coverage. So I do not know what he's there for. Like, I know he's a good dribbler and all, but what does he do? Ross Barkley struggles a lot. So obviously, um, Christian Pulisic is obviously better than both of those players. But I believe Mason Mount is better than Christian Pulisic, and Hakim. He is at least on the level of Hakim Ziyech and Kai Havertz. Okay, they are both three of them have struggled, but at least Christian Pulisic has some excuses. Okay, Hakim Ziyech and Kai Havertz, they both play in their natural positions. Kai Havertz, he plays at center forward at times, but he's a tall player. Okay, he Thomas Tuchel allows him to be a false nine. Christian Pulisic like kinda is not allowed to. I do not know why, but still. So let's go over over the second reason. Playing too many positions. The main positions he has played this season for Chelsea, central attacking mid, okay, that is one of his main positions, and he seems to thrive over there a lot. Look, if you're asking Christian Pulisic to be a creator for you, he can be a creator. Christian Pulisic can create other chances for others through his dribbling, and obviously through he has a decent eye on for his teammates as well. He as well has played striker, and I'm gonna tell you this: Christian Pulisic should not be a striker by any means. Christian Pulisic, he is bad when it comes to playing his back to the defenders, and he should not play striker. That's what I'm trying to tell you. He has as well played right wing back. Yes, Christian Pulisic, he can be some of a hardworking player. He can sometimes contribute on defending, but throughout a whole game, no. Christian Pulisic, I believe he's best used when he is allowed to stay up. Okay, uh, he's pretty good. Okay, when it comes to if to his work rate, but his work rate is not there while he's there in field. He's there mostly for to make chances, to either do this, make chances, score, or make it for others. Okay, because he is a player who is often fouled, marked. He's a very skillful player. That's why many defenders tend to mark him, and they tend to foul him a lot. So yeah, inconsistent game time. I'm gonna tell you this. As of late, Christian Pulisic has gotten pretty consistent minutes, although playing out of position again. But before Chelsea were hit by injuries to their attackers, he had a very inconsistent game time. Very inconsistent. That's again due to his heavy competition that he has to play with. If you're competing with Mason Mount, Hakim Ziyech, and Kai Havertz and Timo Werner for a game time, as well as you have to be counting on Ruben Loftus-Cheek and Ross Barkley as well. That's a lot of competition. That is a lot of competition. And Thomas Tuchel, like, he tends to rotate formations a lot. Or he does not rotate formations, but rotates players a lot. He he kind of like molds because of his opponents, if you know what I mean. And you can be in the form of your life, and let's say Thomas Tuchel does not think you can play good against this certain team. He takes you off, puts you on the bench. Yep, and that's what happens a lot to Christian Pulisic, Mason Mount. Mason Mount, like, he doesn't do it too much with Mason Mount, but he kind of does that as well. Hakim Ziyech and Kai Havertz as well, they're the same. Timo Werner, he does it the same with him. So he tends to rotate players a lot. And this kind of does not allow players to, like, it doesn't allow players to build form and build momentum, okay? So yeah. Injuries. Okay, I'm gonna tell you this. Chelsea have struggled a lot with injuries. If you look at the picture here, this is just a small sample size. Thiago Silva, Timo Werner, Romelu Lukaku, Ben Chilwell. Those are just some high-profile players who have been injured with Chelsea this season, okay? Okay, this is not even counting players who have been injured in the past, like Jorginho, N'Golo Kante, Chalaba. There's as well. Kai Havertz was injured as well for a certain period of time. Marcos Alonso has managed to stay pretty fit this season. Christensen, I believe he has. No, Rudiger has been hit by injuries as well. So there's many players that have been hit with injuries this season for Chelsea. And Christian Pulisic is no different. Christian Pulisic is a pretty injury prone player, especially for the Premier League. Look, the Premier League is a pretty physical league, okay? If you're playing with, like, the lower half of the table, they're pretty much going to be playing physical with you to remain very competitive. That is what is to be expected. And teams really tend to foul Christian Pulisic a lot. He's a player, like, if you see Christian Pulisic on the starting sheet, you most likely going to tell your players, you better go right after Christian Pulisic and try to tackle him as hard as you can, beat him, okay? And that's what happens mostly to Christian Pulisic. He's fouled a lot, and obviously he's a pretty injury prone player, so his legs might break under him, okay? So I believe he's a pretty injury prone player, and that tends to affect his game a lot. Especially since he's a very explosive player, if you know what I mean. So where should he go? His latest link was to FC Barcelona, and is FC Barcelona a viable option for me at this certain period right now with the modern Barcelona? I believe it can be 50-50. Let me discuss to you why. FC Barcelona are obviously in a very unstable situation. Obviously, they have become a little bit more stable right now with Xavi, but look at, do not get blinded. Do not get blinded. Most people, when Koeman got with that press conference where he said, play players in their favorite positions, like play Antoine Griezmann as a center forward instead of the left winger. Play this guy in his certain position, in his natural position. And so he did that, and that didn't fix a single thing. And obviously, FC Barcelona have started pretty good with Xavi, but look at with new managers, like when a new manager comes in, it is only natural for the team to start off pretty good. Okay, they start off pretty good, then weeks pass by, months pass by, then they're bad again, and then then the manager sack, and then the cycle repeats on and on. So FC Barcelona, you cannot trust FC Barcelona, okay, at this certain stage of their history. My pick is La Liga, okay? I know Barcelona's in La Liga and all, but I believe the perfect league for Christian Pulisic is La Liga. Let me tell you why. La Liga is a significantly less physical league than the Premier League. It is less physically demanding. If you look at the Premier League, it is really physically demanding. And La Liga is more about technical players, if you know what I mean, players that are good on the ball. And I believe this is a league where Christian Pulisic can thrive in. Look, it depends on which club does he decide. I believe a valuable club is Sevilla, who are a pretty good team. They're a pretty good Champions League to Europa League team. And obviously he will get a lot of minutes. Look at who will he have to compete in minutes with? Ocampos? Seriously, I believe Christian Pulisic can obviously bench Ocampos. There are as well other clubs that I believe Christian Pulisic can start for. So obviously La Liga is a league where they tend to play the 4-3-3 a lot, and Christian Pulisic is very good when it comes to playing as a left winger. Just I'll chuck at that, okay? A little joke over there. Good picks as well. The Bundesliga, again, where he came from, and as well less physically demanding. Still a little bit physically demanding, but it is a very technical league as well. Serie A, it can become physically demanding, especially with the defending and the physicality that the defenders introduce. But City has been a recent place where tons of Americans are thriving in. So I think if Christian Pulisic can thrive over there. Why should he leave the Premier League? The Premier League is way too physical and way too physically demanding, especially for a very injury and brittle player like Christian Pulisic. And obviously, I believe if you look at here, I believe Christian Pulisic is a little bit of a one-dimensional player. I'm not calling him a bad player by any means, but look at what is Christian Pulisic main playing style? Dribble at defenders, cut inside, then make either do one of two things: pass it off to the striker or the fullback, or go for the shot. That's pretty much it. Look, if you look at other areas of his game, like he can only be playing in between the lines. He cannot play in his back to the defenders. He is not that good enough when it comes to dropping into the midfield and having to create chances. He's not either a creator or a finisher. He's kind of both, but at the end, he is not both. So I don't know about Christian Pulisic but I believe he'll be a good winger. Okay, he'll be a good winger, better than what he is today. Certainly, if he stays healthy, if he chooses the right league for him, I believe the right league for him is La Liga. So yeah, let's just finish this video off by thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.